Why hello my little subjects, my name's King Wolfpal and welcome back to the Pokemon Crystal Nuzlocke. Give me 1 second. Ignore that noise, I'm just moving the window to make sure I can see that it is still recording. Don't worry about it, don't even think about it for more than 2 seconds. It is still nighttime. However, I did play a bunch during daytime to kind of get a sense of like what Pokemon I missed out on. Which includes Chikorita, Feraligatr, there was a Cyndaquil somewhere, so all 3 Johto starters. I don't think there was any Kanto starters, but we have Muffin, so that doesn't matter. Also, everything is level 14, so Muffin is a Quilava, Birdie the Lapras, Candace the Caesar, and Polly the Ekans, and Jenny the Poliwhirl. 90% of our team is female, and we're not going to worry about it. I asked you guys last episode if there's some weird correlation to like I think in Gen 2 the gender breakdown depends on how you name your character, and there's like a weird algorithm. Gen 2 has a lot of really weird algorithms that decide a lot of really random things. So I genuinely could not tell you if that was true or something I read somewhere on the internet when I was a kid and decided, yep, that's right. But anyway, in this episode, we're going to tackle Sprout Tower and maybe Falconer's Gym. It depends on how long Sprout Tower takes. We're going to get the Cut HM, and we're going to get our first badge, I hope. I did get my encounter here last episode. So we have no encounters to get this episode unless we, like, dominate everything and have time to get to the next route. But for now, we're just gonna have a crap ton of battles. This is a battle-heavy episode. Are we very over-leveled for Sprout Tower? Absolutely. Am I gonna worry about it? No. Why would I? Now, I will say, I think probably the biggest complaint I hear about Gen 2 is the level curve. Like, the game goes from like everything's easy to everything's hard very quick, which is one of my main complaints in most video games. But I think I've played this game for enough hours that my nostalgia blinders are like, no. Donphan, I would love to have a Donphan. Oh, also, Teddiursa was one of the daytime Pokemon in the Ruins of Health, and I was very upset. Teddiursa is one of my favorite Pokemon, period. Ursaring, whatever. Actually, Ursaluna's sick. But like, I really love baby Pokemon. I'm one of the weirdos that's like, oh, the first evolution, the cute one, is my favorite. Sorry, taking a sip of my drink. My throat's very sore. I like love baby Pokemon. I love Larvitar. Larvitar is so sick. Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon of all time. But Larvitar is like such a cute Pokemon, love it. But like Teddiursa and Phanpy as a kid were like 2 of the Pokemon I hunted for so much before I realized I could just look up on the internet where to find them. Oh, I see your Cyndaquil and I raise you a Quilava. But yeah, Gen 2 and Gen 3 I think have a lot of my favorite Pokemon designs. We'll talk about Gen 3 when we get to the Gen 3 game, because I am, we'll say, not a fan of the story and not a fan of the map, personally. But the Pokemon introduced, sorry, my controller disconnected, that's why nothing was happening. The Pokemon introduced in Gen 3 are some of my favorites, period. Claydol is probably my, yeah, Claydol. Probably my favorite, one of my favorite ghost types, if not my favorite. Not Claydol. Oh my god. I literally stopped myself because I was wrong and then continued speaking as if I was right. I do love Claydol, but I was thinking of Dusclops. Dusclops. I don't care for Dusknoir, but Dusclops, love Dusclops. As far as Gen 2 goes, favorites, Tyranitar. My favorite water type, maybe of all time, is Kingdra, which is a Gen 2 Pokemon. Actually, no, I can't say favorite water type. I always differentiate For alligators, my favorite water type of all time. It's my favorite starter of all time. I always differentiate for alligator though from the other water types because I'm like, that's my favorite starter. Let me see if I can think offhand of my favorite of each type or each generation. I think Gen 1 favorites got to go to either Gengar or Tauros. Tauros was my favorite for a long time, but then when they started adding new forms to Gengar in the future games. Thank you for the tiny mushroom. I can sell that. When they started adding like new forms to Gengar kind of became my favorite Gen 1 Pokemon over Tauros. Which is fun because Lizard D. James, the guy I named my rival after in these games, is his favorite couple Pokemon from Gen 1 are also Gengar and Tauros. So we share, like, Tauros is his favorite Gen 1 Pokemon, which is something we bonded over when we met, which is sick. Gen 2 Tyranitar, easy. Gen 3, I'd have to think. Favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, period, overall. That's actually a tough one because I really love a lot of Gen 3 Pokemon. Honestly, Dusclops might be it. Maybe. I would have to see a picture of all the Gen 3 Pokemon to maybe decide definitively what my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon is. Actually, screw it. This episode has now become what is King Wolfball's favorite Pokemon from each generation. I'm gonna Google all Gen 3 Pokemon. So you got Tauros, you got Tyranitar, Gen 3. Let me look at a picture of Gen 3. Ooh, Wailord's good. Staraptor's not Staraptor. Tailo and Swellow. Dude, my brain's not working. Staraptor though, probably my favorite flying type, which is Gen 4. I know that's Gen 4. Shut up. I'm intoxicated. Don't worry about it. Oh, Gen 3, Spheal. It's Spheal's line all the way. Gen 3, dude, Celio and Wailord, or not Wailord, Walrein. Dude, I cannot speak today. Why do you just have a Mew, my guy? You're like the 4th Mew trainer I've encountered. Oh, Walrein, by far my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, actually. I forgot Walrein existed, even though it's my favorite. I'm looking at this sheet and I'm like, oh, Ludicolo's kind of cool. And I look down and I see Walrein and Spheal, and I'm like, oh yeah, that one. I am partial to water types. I also really love Corphish from Gen 3. I think my non-water favorite from Gen 3 is probably Breloom. I really like grass types as well. Gen 4 Pokemon, let's see. I'm now distracted and trying to play a Nuzlocke while also looking up all Pokemon. Pachirisu is a good one. Oh, Vespiquen. Vespiquen, probably my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon. Or Mamoswine. Oh, there's also Drifloon though, and Drifblim. Vespiquen. Gotta be Vespiquen or Staraptor. Vespiquen or Staraptor for my favorite Gen 4. Let me see, Gen 5 Pokemon. I know my favorite Gen 5 is the one I'm most not familiar with because I didn't have a DS growing up. So I didn't play Gen 4 or Gen 5 growing up. But Gen 4, I loved a lot of the Pokemon out of. Just from friends showing me. But then Gen 5, I didn't have any friends. So I didn't play the game and didn't have friends telling me what the Pokemon looked like. Oh, I'm too drunk for that to be sad. That was funny to me. Gen 5. Honestly, people are gonna hate me for this. It's Garbodor. Without looking. Oh, Crocodile's not bad either. Oh, Bouffalant. Oh. Gen 5 favorite. Oh, Keldeo is also cool. Most people don't like putting their mythicals in their favorites, though. I love Keldeo, though. We're gonna go between Garbodor and Bouffalant for Gen 5. Or Crocodile. We're going Garbodor. I like Garbodor. I know a lot of people hate Garbodor. I like Garbodor. Now, what is Gen 6? I don't remember what... Is Gen 6 Sword and Shield? No. That's Gen 7, right? Yeah, Sword and Shield I think is Gen 7. Or Gen 8. Oh, Phantump, easy. Phantump, easy, Gen 6. Phantump is my favorite ghost type of all time, period. I hate its evolution. Trevenant, hate Trevenant. Not a fan of Trevenant. Love Phantump, though. I also love Pyroar. I had a shiny male Pyroar in Pokemon X. Pokemon X was actually the first, DS Pokemon game I got to play because I finally had my own money and could buy a DS for myself. And Pokemon X was out at the time. And someone on eBay was selling Pokemon X for blank or best offer, and I put in something that was like half of what they were asking for, and they accidentally hit accept, and eBay made them send it to me, and they sent me a message that was very not polite. But I got my game that I paid for. So I got to get, and I got a shiny male Pyroar in that copy of Pokemon X. That I think I may or may not have accidentally deleted. I would have to check my Pokemon Home to see if I still had it. What is Tyrant's evolution called? Because I also love that. Tyrantrum. I also really like Tyrantrum. But Phantump, by far my favorite Gen 6 Pokemon. Gen 7 Pokemon. I actually got a shiny, so in Pokemon Sun, I got a... Oh, Gen 8 is Sword and Shield, because Gen 7 is Pokemon Sun and Moon. So Pokemon Sun, I called a shiny Phantump, and intentionally did not evolve it, because I did not like Trevenant. I do like Trevenant shiny, but I preferred Phantump over Trevenant. So I intentionally did not involve my Phantump. So my Pokemon X, which is sitting somewhere in my storage closet, has a shiny Phantump on my Pokemon League for that game. There's a fun fact about me for, not Pokemon X, Pokemon Sun, sorry. Or is it Pokemon Moon? I think I had Ultra Sun, and then I had a regular Moon. I think. I could not tell you offhand. Gen 7 Alola. I think my favorite Alolan variant has to be Muck. I love that it's just Muck but rainbow colors. Like an oil spill, like you shining light in an oil. Dude, why do you have a Lugia? Your subordinate had a freaking Mew. What are you guys doing here in Sprout Tower? You guys are eating your Wheaties and saying your prayers. That's insane. That's not good. That's not good at all. That was a crit. All right, we're fine. I should have Hypnosis, but it's fine. All right, let me look at this Gen 7 board. Oh, this is... Gen 7 has Ultra Beast, which is unfair because I love Guzzlord so much. I think we could survive one more hit, I hope. Yeah, we're good. Guzzlord's easily my favorite Ultra Beast, or Buzzwole. Oh! Sorry about that noise. Speaking of favorites, my favorite mythical Pokemon ever is Celebi. Dude, I love Celebi so much. I cried as a kid watching the Celebi movie. I cried so hard when the one Celebi was like dead and the other Celebis were like, "We give you our power so you may live." I cried so hard. I'm gonna Google the Celebi movie resurrection scene right now. Was Pursuit the right move to use? Probably not. It's been a long time since I've seen the Celebi movie. It was other Celebis, right? That like showed up and were like, "You're gonna live now," right? Am I making that up? No, yeah, no, it was other Celebis. I'm looking at the scene right now. Other Celebis showed up and was like, "You're gonna live!" Haha. They didn't say that, obviously, because they were Celebis. Celebi's longtime favorite mythical. But if I'm gonna exclude legendaries and ultra beasts, Wishy Washy is a really fun one from Gen 7. So is Minior. Oh, Sandygast! I'm gonna forget about Sandygast. No, it's Sandygast. I'm a weirdo. It's Sandygast. Favorite variant Muck. Favorite Pokemon Sandygast. Favorite Ultra Beast Guzzlord or Buzzwole. Now Gen 8, I believe that's Sword and Shield. I'm gonna Google it just to be safe, because I already know what it is if I'm correct. Sword and Shield, it's Appleton. Appleton, dude, I love Appleton so much. I love the Grass Dragon combination. Grass and Water are my Grass, Water, Bug. Those are my top 3 types. If I was a gym trainer, I would choose one of those 3. Dude, when did I pick up the Silver Leaf? When did I get the Silver Leaf? Where did I pick that? I fully glossed over picking up the Silver Leaf. I can go encounter Lugia now. We're only Kabutops. That would have been sick. We're only 10 minutes. Or no, we're 17 minutes in. Never mind. I was looking at the fact that my thing says 10 p.m. and thought we were only recording for 10 minutes. Alright, we have plenty of time though. We have 8 minutes-ish. I'm gonna go to the Pokemon Center. I have one spot open on my team actually. So we're going to heal up, face Faulkner. We're going to then get the Pokemon Egg, and then in next episode, maybe that'll hatch. Probably not. It'll probably take 1 or 2 episodes. But in next episode, we will get a handful of encounters. And remember, if we get a Bellsprout, we can go trade that in for a Slugma, which I might actually do. Yeah, Gen 8. Appleton, by far. I love Appleton. Dragapult's also fun. Copperage is also fun. I think Gen 8 is probably one of my favorite generations. I think I'll probably go like 2, 3, 1, 8. If I had to give you a slightly intoxicated, like extremely fast, like top 5, I would probably say 2, 3, 1, 8. I don't know what my number 5 would be. Let's throw Ekans up front just to get some levels. Not Gen 5. Not Gen 4. Maybe Gen 4. Honestly, I really like Gen 9. I really like Gen 9. Gen 9 might be one of my top 5, which is going to be controversial. I really like Gen 9. I'm a weirdo, I'm sorry. Let me look at I think Gen 4 is going to take my number 5 spot. I'm looking at Gen... Oh! Yeah, no, I think Gen 4 is going to take my top spot. And my favorite Gen 9 Pokemon's either going to be Mousehold or Cloth. I think either Mousehold or Cloth. I did, however, if you guys want to go check out the only episode I have of Champions Challenge. Champions Challenge is a video I did on the channel where the intention was I was going to take my team I beat the Pokemon League with and put it up against my friends' Pokemon League teams just to see like who's came out on top. The only episode I actually recorded was against Lizard D. James, a good friend of mine. and I won mostly because my Masquerada's Meowscarada, sorry, speed was so insane that I was just like outspeeding everything he could possibly want. Same with my Annihilate. My Annihilate had like top speed for an Annihilate. It was insane. But one of the strategies I implemented because I thought it would be funny to make him angry is I had a Robska. It's called Robska. With the final what is it called? Final Resort. The ability that let it revive another Pokemon by dying. So I gave it a choice scarf, and all right, we're good. Uh-oh. Maybe we're not good. So it lived, long story short, it lived on one. I used it to resurrect Meowscarada, which fucked up the rest of his team. It was very fun. You should go check it out because as he realizes what's happening is probably one of the funniest things I have ever done on this channel. Birdie, let's get you out here. Very fitting for Falconer's gym. And then we'll probably just run Muffin for Falconer. Anyway, those are my favorites. Let's see if I can, without looking at this my phone, let's see if I can say the same things I said before. Gen 1, Tauros. Gen 2, Tyranitar. Gen 3, Walrein. Gen 4, I forgot all Gen 4 Pokemon. This was like the worst case scenario. Gen 5, also a Pokemon. Gen 6, also a Pokemon. Gen 7, also a Pokemon. Gen 8, Appleton. The alcohol is finally like fully sunk in, by the way, if you haven't noticed. So while I continue to ramble on about my favorite Pokemon, let's just name my favorite legendaries of each generation. And let's see if I can remember those. So Gen 1, favorite legendary, Mew. Well, I guess technically it's a mythical because it's two different denominations. Also, I'm now realizing there's a glitch with OBS. What the heck? It's showing the side of the map here. You guys see that, right? Like, it's showing the side of the map. Sorry, my ADHD kicked in really, really bad. Okay, moving the thing fixed it. I'm sorry if that was there for the whole video. For anybody with OCD or ADHD, I am so sorry. I used to take medication for both. And I know how annoying that probably was the whole episode if you noticed it. Anyway, back to what we were doing. That's not good. Gen 1, I'm going to, for the sake of rambling, include mythicals and legendaries as one group. Ultra Beast will be a separate group, right? So Gen 1, Mew. Gen 2, Celebi. Gen 3, Deoxys. Speed form. I really like the speed form look. It's really sleek and modern. We're gonna heal really quick before we fight Falconer. We're gonna go slightly long on this episode to the dismay of everybody. Gen 4, Darkrai. Gen 5. Uh-oh. Wait, is Darkrai Gen 5? Or Shit. Is Darkrai Gen 4 or Gen 5? It's Gen 4, right? Give me a second. Darkrai Gen 4. Gen 5 is Keldeo. Keldeo, that's what it's called. Sorry, my brain gave up completely. Gen 6. Oh, this sucks so much. I'm trying to like remember what gen is what now while intoxicated and playing a Nuzlocke. Gen 6 Xerneas. Gen 7 is Sun and Moon, which means so not Solgaleo. I mean, you could technically Meltan. I actually don't really care for Marshadow. Marshadow is probably my favorite from that gen. I don't really care for the legendaries and mythicals in that gen. But Marshadow is really cool. I do really like Marshadow. I forgot to switch out to Muffin, but that's fine. Doesn't matter if you lower my defense, you're dead. Gen 8, I was more of a fan of Zamazenta than Zacian. But I think I would have to go with Urshifu. Either form. I don't care for Calyrex. I think Urshifu. But Gen 9, my favorite by far was Chi-Yu. Chi-Yu is such a fun, like, it's just a big old goldfish, and I'm hoping I'm remembering the name correctly, and I'm not saying the other ones. I'm now googling Chi-Yu. Yeah, Chi-Yu is the big old goldfish. So when Gen 9 was announced and the leaks started happening, Chi-Yu was like in my head the one Pokemon I was gonna shiny hunt for the channel, because Gen 9 was the first Pokemon game I played on the channel. So Chi-Yu was gonna be the one thing I shiny hunted for the series. I was gonna have it as like a surprise, like I caught a shiny Chi-Yu for my team for the Pokemon League. However, it was shiny locked. I'm hoping Switch 2 is happening, Gen 2 is happening, or Gen 10 is happening. If they don't unshiny lock, if they make Chi-Yu catchable in Gen 10 but he's still shiny locked, I'm going to scream really, really hard. Because shiny Chi-Yu is one of the best looking Pokemon in any generation, and I will fight anyone on it. And everyone's like, it's a big old goldfish. It's a big old black and light blue goldfish that is beautiful looking, so shut up. I like the like when fire is light blue aesthetic. My controller keeps disconnecting, so ignore these breaks in dialogue. It literally will not reconnect. There it goes. When games decide to make the fire light blue, I really enjoy that. Like, it's a cool aesthetic to me. So yeah, I really love Chi-Yu, and I hope it's not shiny locked in the future. Anyway, we're gonna keep Team Comp the same. This has been an episode where I rambled a lot, but got a lot done. I was very confident no Pokemon were gonna faint this episode just because of levels. So I felt kind of confident to kind of, at the end of my night, once my drinks have settled in, to kind of play and rant and ramble. Hope you guys didn't mind too much. Let me know in the comments what your favorite Pokemon from each gen or your favorite legendaries from each gen are, and how much you hate the fact that I put Gen 8 in my top 5. And once again, I'll say it's Gen 1, 2, or no, Gen 2, Gen 3, Gen 8, Gen 1, Gen 4. Okay, that is my definitive top 5, and sober me can't say anything to refute it, because drunk words are sober thoughts. I think that's how the saying goes. I'm gonna double save because I'm paranoid. My controller is gonna continuously disconnect and make me angry. It's actually like it's disconnecting again. It's making me angry, even though this was a fun episode. For now, though, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Be good people, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.